Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I'd like to discuss with you today how to use bankruptcy to stop a foreclosure. Quite a few of the bankruptcy cases that I've filed over the years were designed to stop foreclosure or were brought about because of that problem. And generally, you want to use Chapter 13 to stop a foreclosure. That's the classic type of stop foreclosure sort of bankruptcy. And what happens is, in a Georgia foreclosure, Georgia is what they call non-judicial foreclosure state, meaning that a creditor or a lender, mortgage lender, does not have to go to court, file a lawsuit. There's something called a power of sale when you sign your mortgage papers, which basically says that a lender, if you go into default, has essentially a power of attorney to sell your property, and I think it's as little as 37 days. It's very, very brief. So if you go into delinquency and you go into foreclosure, you have really, in some cases, as little as 37 days before your property could be foreclosed. In Georgia, foreclosure can only happen on the first Tuesday of the month. So if you are looking at possibly going to foreclosure, it's not going to happen on a Thursday or a random Wednesday. It's going to be the first Tuesday of the month. And it has to happen after the foreclosing lender has filed a notice of foreclosure in the legal newspaper in the county where you live. So if you're in Fulton County, for example, the notice of foreclosure will be filed usually in the Fulton County Daily Report. In DeKalb County, there's a legal newspaper in DeKalb County, and there's a variety for different counties, and it's not something you would ever read. It's not typically the main newspaper, and you may never even see it, but that's what they have to do. They've also got to send you notice by regular and registered mail to give you proper notice of the foreclosure. But if you get one of these notices that says your foreclosure is scheduled for the first Tuesday, a particular date, then you know you've got to move fairly quickly. So if you need to stop a foreclosure, a Chapter 13 will do it. Basically what we do is prepare a Chapter 13, we file it. The minute the Chapter 13 is filed, the automatic stay goes into effect, and the automatic stay will stop a foreclosure. Quick caveat: if you filed a previous case, the automatic stay may not apply or may not apply for too long, so that's a special circumstance. If you've had a previous bankruptcy in the last year, you need to let me know, let your attorney know about that. But assuming no previous bankruptcies, the Chapter 13 will stop the foreclosure. Literally will stop it if you file your bankruptcy 10 minutes before the foreclosure is filed out. So I would not recommend waiting until the day of foreclosure to file your bankruptcy, but it's been done. So normally what I try to do is I recommend to my clients that we file the bankruptcy on Thursday or Friday before the foreclosure Tuesday. That gives us enough time to notify the creditor so there's no issues, no problems, and that way we know we're going to be able to get it filed. Bankruptcies are filed electronically, meaning I log into the clerk's website, I press a button and file it. There have been situations where the clerk's website is down. Fortunately, it's never really happened on a foreclosure Tuesday or Monday, but that could happen. So I'd recommend that if you're thinking about filing a Chapter 13 to stop a foreclosure, give yourself plenty of time. Don't wait until the very last minute, although I have literally done it at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, or 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, and managed to get the foreclosure stopped or invalidated, even though it was the day of foreclosure. If the lender should go ahead and call out the foreclosure and sell it, that sale would be voidable. So even if the foreclosure does happen, the creditor doesn't want to play ball, the foreclosure is going to be void. Or voidable, depending on your preferences there. So that's basically how Chapter 13 stops a foreclosure. Obviously, filing the 13 is only step one. You've got to make a Chapter 13 plan that works. It's got to be feasible, but it would stop the foreclosure. Chapter 7 will also stop a foreclosure because the automatic stay goes into effect, although again, in Chapter 7, there's no mechanism to pay back the missed payments. Chapter 13 is a payment plan, so the missed payments go into the 13 plan and you pay back your lender over time. Chapter 7, there's really no function, there's no way to do that, so essentially people file a Chapter 7 to stop a foreclosure to buy themselves time, to give them a chance to find another place to live. Generally, by the time the creditor files a motion for relief from stay, gets the order, starts the foreclosure process again, you're probably looking at anywhere from 2 to 4 months. So people sometimes file Chapter 7 to give themselves 2 to 4 months of living at low cost or no cost while they look for another place to live. So you can do Chapter 7 for that reason. Now, creditors can be aggressive. They can file an emergency motion for relief from stay to speed up the process of getting the property back. I've even seen creditors file a motion to validate a foreclosure when somebody files a Chapter 7. In other words, they go ahead with foreclosure and say, well, this Chapter 7 was designed to surrender the property. Let's go ahead and take it anyway. You know, again, we have a little different strategy. I tend to file Chapter 7 cases that are going to be designed to stop foreclosure a little bit later on in the game, so that my client can, in fact, you know, get the foreclosure stopped and hopefully stay for 3, 4, 5 weeks or even a couple of months. But that's, again, a strategic decision that we would make depending on the particular case. So both Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 stop foreclosures. Again, Chapter 13 is generally designed to help you pay back your arrearage or missed payments over time. Chapter 7 is usually designed to give you anywhere from a few weeks to a few months to live while you look for another place to live. But either one creates an automatic stay and does stop a foreclosure. So that's how bankruptcy stops foreclosure. This is Jonathan Ginsberg. Feel free to fill out the form on this page or give me a call, the number on the site here. I'll be happy to discuss it with you further. Thank you.